Good morning. While we're not walking today, we are here because this is a commitment that we made to each other. So I am hoping uh, that on this Tuesday morning you are alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic. I'm not walking because I don't know the streets of Richmond too well, and I don't have my trusty friend Vince, so I tried to sleep in just to catch up. That don't work. That don't work. I'm so happy to be in the same space and place with you guys. It has been quite the journey. I don't think I felt good morning. I don't think I felt how fast things were moving until just now. I am at my Airbnb, so if you hear some loud noises, that's because it's the heater, whatever it is disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It don't care. It's just loud. I'm trying to get my notes because yesterday, y'all, I was running all over the place, I tell you, and I did not get the opportunity to I took pictures, but I didn't get the chance to really put everything out on social media. Good morning. It's a blessing to see you guys this morning. Y'all, we in the house, okay? We in the house, okay? So I, this morning, read the newspaper. Did y'all read the paper? See, I don't often read the paper because sometimes the paper just ain't nice to me. But they did a story on our win, and I was really excited because they said, they put a quote in there about certified doers. That's you. They was talking about y'all. They was talking about y'all, certified doers. So what was yesterday like? I left yesterday morning around 7:30 a.m. or 7 o'clock a.m. to get here in Richmond by 9. When I got here, I probably got here around 9. I was a little lost. Let me tell you something right now. I miss my Mini Cooper. The parking garage is so low. I'm driving a truck now, y'all, which is very different. The parking garage had me so scared. My was scraping the top of the parking lot. It was very interesting. And then I made it in. But I'm gonna give y'all a rundown, a sort of debrief on my yesterday, and then I'm gonna leave y'all alone. My day today doesn't start like it was yesterday till probably around 11 a.m., which is really kind of interesting because we can put a lot of things in motion. Something that's really important right now to me is sort of getting using the early parts of the day to get the services together, like how we're going to be able to be of service to you guys. I think that's a gift that work doesn't start until what do you call it? Until 11 o'clock. All right, so I'm about to restore this. I'll tell you what I saw in the paper while I pull up this. The number one death for police officers were COVID. Y'all, we in a pandemic. That's not even a game. When I saw it, I was kind of in shock that I didn't know that. I didn't know that the pandemic was taking the lives of our police force like that. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. What y'all do today? What y'all do yesterday? I'm trying to pull this thing up. You see me stalling? Usually I got Vince. I'd be grateful for him. But anyway, I don't have a badge. I kind of have to get led around different places. I got a little pen that helped me sort of start the day. I got a little tiny office. It's little, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a space and place. My office is next to a delegate that is in Hampton, I believe, Delegate Marcia Price. And I can't remember. Then on the other side of me is Delegate Danica Roa, and then it's Delegate Murphy. So it's a really nice little hall of women. I think that the world knew that I need estrogen in my life. because as women, we got it done, didn't we? Um, Today I'll probably get a badge and do a headshot and do all that stuff. First order of business was the caucus, like the Democratic caucus. It's like where every morning we meet right before session and just talk about what's going to be talked about in session, and just get an understanding, do updates. It's almost, if you're military, it's like having quarters in the morning, or an opportunity to sort of chop it up first thing in the AM. And then right after caucus, good morning, right after caucus is session. So the gavel goes down at noon every day. Every day. Thank you, Sasha. Every day that's when the gavel says, hey, it's time to get to work. Yesterday was really, really cool because they did the swearing in, and if you didn't, it's on TV and stuff, and I'll probably try to get the clip. What was really like overwhelming for me, let me backtrack. At the caucus, they congratulated me, right? Congratulations. And I was so grateful that somebody said, do we want to congratulate her team? I was like, yes. I said it out loud, like that, aloud for no reason. I don't know, I was excited because I know the team is what got us here. So that was exciting. When we got into the chambers, and I'll try to get some of these pictures posted. When we got into the chambers, the lady who's over the chamber, she was like, she's a state person. She was talking about the election, certified election, and they was like, and our newest member, and they had me sit there, and everybody stood up, and I kind of was like, what do you do when people clapping for you? What do you do? I think I look crazy. I look like my child when I asked him, why did you do that? I don't know. So it was really interesting. They have this thing called the bookends, and I just posted about it, where the most senior person, right, the most senior delegate and the most junior delegate take all pictures, and people stand between them because they're called the bookends. So it's like every other delegate stands in between the two of us. And so for us, the most senior delegate is this guy named Ken Plum. Yep, Plum, like the kid who put his thumb in a pie. Plum. It's interesting. Plum and Glass, all these, noun last names. But he is a delegate up in Reston or Fairfax, mostly I think Fairfax County. He's been a delegate since 1982. Yo, since before I was born. I said, whoa. A young lady did challenge him in his last race, but it was pretty cool. I mean, like, it was really nice to, be he said, you know what, it'll wear off. So we did all that. The first time I hit the button, and I wanted to get a picture, y'all. I wanted to, but the first time I hit the little button, because I'll post a picture of it, the button, it says I, nay, like R69, something weird, and then it has page where you can call the pages and stuff. And today I'll definitely try to go live inside of the chambers, because yesterday it just wouldn't, the internet ain't right. It ain't nowhere near perfect. So they have where you can do your I and your nay, and there it is. I got my document, y'all, for y'all. I was trying to keep good notes. Maybe not. So my first vote, the first time I pressed the button, was for attendance. It was like, show that you're here by your attendance, and I was like, I'm here. So I pressed my little name, and I can look up at the board right here. Like, I'm sitting all the way in the corner. Like, baby is all the way in the corner. I'm in seat number 1, and I can see the back of what's happening behind the speaker's desk. Right next to me, all the pages. So there's this program, and I want you guys to be mindful of this too, because it's a really cool program where middle schoolers get to come down and be this thing called a page. And I'm gonna be quiet for a second. And they I'm looking for my mouse. They are like really helpful. They go and they do stuff. You can call them to help you, and And so I sit next to them. So there's these eighth graders, which again, right kind of energy for me, right kind of like, it's so good to have them next to me, because I say hi, how are you, where are you from, because they're from all over Virginia, and some of them are really excited, some of them are really like scared, because you know how some folks are, they don't like to talk to, I'm putting this in quote, they don't like to talk to the help. So some of them are shocked that people are even talking to them. But it's really nice to be able to talk to them and just see how they doing, and again, right energy. And I could see who's calling the pages, and I'm just telling y'all, one side call the pages more than another. But anyway, so they adopted a new speaker and a new I can't think, clerk of the House, which they're obviously from the Republican Party because they're the majority. There was this badass kid running around with no shoes. They let their kid, the speaker kid, let his kid run around. I was like, oh my goodness, having a moment. My mama, let me just tell you, I could see my mom and my husband sitting up, and they were all looking like, what in the white privilege is this? This child running all around, just running around the chambers. It was the craziest thing, and I took a little picture because I was like, I never. So anyway, that all went smooth. The next order of business, I think the first thing that we voted on was the House rules. So when another party takes over, right, it's almost like my house, my rules. That's exactly what it is. So because there's a new party that took over, it's now their house, so we had to vote on their rules. Some of their rules were real trifling. They like remove things. I will say this, looking at not just the rules that they had at face value, right, and looking at the intent, right, we can't really measure intent, but we can feel it. Some of the intent of the rules was to continue manifesting that the isms aren't real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, racism ain't real, sexism isn't real, like, none of that's real. Like, disrespect, bigotry isn't real. Like, I'll have to, it's all actually, we can talk about it because it's all on the thing, it's all on TV, right? They removed where the harassment and just said, we're not going to harass people, because we're just going to be nice to each other. It originally said harassment based on, race, gender, sexual identity, and all that stuff, because they really got a problem with, and I'm not saying all of them, but part of what the sentiment I think was heard was that they may have a problem with people that are how do I put this? Anyway, they got it reeked of upholding sexist, classist, like it was not good, at least for me either. And I was just like, you don't want to believe that some of this is there, but like you can almost feel it. I don't know if you guys, I'm a person of vibes, and like that sometimes I feel like not uncomfortable, but like I feel like I'm identifying something in people. So the next couple votes were just about that. We're just simply about all of the rules and things like that. And to be quite honest, it's a lot of voting and then sitting for a time. So if you've ever watched a House thing, and you can ask questions if you want to, like I'll try to answer questions as best as I can. But if you, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. So I probably sat a lot of times, just like was sitting like, so what we doing? Luckily, I had a lot of paperwork to fill out, so I would fill out my paperwork. But I sit next to Delegate Clint. I think Clint Jenkins, I think is his name. I'm not saying it wrong. And then it's Nadarius Clark, and then it's Sam Rasul who sits on the end there. So like that's the front row all the way to the right, left of the speaker. That thing is so disrespectful. So let me just apologize for what's happening to the Airbnb because it's disrespectful. Yeah, right. Yeah, so Paula, look, we just do this. I just want to make sure that I stay connected. And like I said, probably the biggest concern that I have right now is making sure that we're setting up the infrastructure to come back home. 10 months of this work is done in Norfolk. So how do we make sure we have everything that we need to do what we need to do for the next 10 months? Because these next couple weeks are going to go by so fast. I mean, they are, like, yesterday was boop, gone. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get this document. Because I took real good notes just to make sure that I was able to share with y'all from a place of like, I remembered as much as I could. So again, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. There's lunch in the back, like you can eat at your desk. That was really surprising to me. Like, you can, I know if y'all grew up in school, when I grew up in school, eating at your desk is a no-no. So I even kind of had to get over that. Like, I'm not eating at this nice desk, and I'm looking around, people eating. I was like, why y'all eating at these desks? But I get it. You're sitting there for a long time. I don't know. It's like a lot of sort of, you know how you put something and you think is really fancy, right? And you just see when we don't be having nice things. But what else? I don't have my notes, and I feel real bad. I made sure I put down what like wants and needs. Thank y'all. I appreciate you. Let me see. There it is. So after that, the first day of session, we did all the things we needed to do for session. My husband and my mom came to watch the first to watch the first swearing in, and I'll be able to bring the community down next weekend or so. I'll find out today the time, and then we'll be able to come down, and you guys will be able to come down and do like the ceremonial swearing in. That's the big deal. So Paula, she said, Paula asked, do you know who previously had the desk you're assigned to? Yes, I do. The speaker. So, and it was just because it was easy for Speaker Philicorn to come down from up there and sit, right? Because that seat, when I say it's literally right there, it's literally like I can see all the stuff that's happening behind the podium. Interesting. So she sat there, and the guy sitting next to me said, no offense, Jackie, but this seat was better last session because wasn't hardly nobody in it. So he picks that seat so he can get in and out. And I get it, like, park for egress. Park to get up out of here. You're not really impeded by anybody to get in or get out. So what did he say? Yeah, so that was her seat. And they have this little this took me back. So the desk, and I will make sure I get a video of this. The desk, it lifts up. Do you remember when you had a desk as a kid? Okay, I'm young, but I definitely remember when the desk lifted up and all your stuff was inside the desk. I got really excited over the desk. I said, the desk lifts up? Nobody told me? The little things, y'all, the little things. So you can put stuff inside the desk. They give you an iPad, so I have an iPad. So I'm in the cult slightly, not by choice. I'm in the iPhone or the Apple products cult. Please welcome me with open arms as I sort of learn how to use this iPad. I'm looking at it like, you gonna be my friend or you gonna not be my friend? Have mercy on this Android user, okay? Have mercy. So there's that, and then so I heard something really kind about our previous speaker, and it just spoke to women. And somebody said, like, our new speaker, it kept getting up, sitting down, and they were like, you know what? When Speaker Philicorn was there, she never sat down. She stood there all those hours. Like, she stood there. And I'm just thinking about how we go back. Like I told you, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, right? We're voting, going through things, and then we're sitting there for 20 minutes, and then we're doing things, and then we're sitting there, right? And imagine this woman standing up there strong, holding her spot. it's like it hit when I heard the conversation, because I'm doing a lot of listening. I'm just not doing a lot of talking. I'm just sort of just trying to pay attention and take in what's going on around. And I think about, as a woman, why she probably did that, why she had to stand there even when we were at ease, because that's what they say. When you'll see on the TV screen, it'll say the House of Delegates is at ease. That means that we're just sitting there BSing, right? Just talking or whatever. You can go to the bathroom, you can do whatever you got to do. Just be there, be back when the gavel says, hey, let's go. But I couldn't imagine, but she did it. So Jeannie asked, do you have committee assignments? I have 0 committee assignments right now. I'm 24 hours old in this, actually not even 24 hours old as a delegate. So I'm hoping that tomorrow or today that I'll at least get some committee assignments. And so what Jean's asking is that, like, we have our regular duties inside the chambers, but then you get these assigned to different committees that are in charge of different policies, or sort of sussing out what different policies come out. So like there's education committee, there's labor and commerce committee, there's ways and means, there's appropriation, that's the money committee. When you hear appropriations, y'all better say cha-chinga. So that's like the most like high committee, because what happens is Jay Jones actually told me this on a phone call. He said, what you have to understand is that if the code says something and the budget says something, the budget always wins. So his example was, if the code says, and code is like our law, if the code says Pizza Hut can't be open on Sunday, but if you read in the budget it says Pizza Hut can, then Pizza Hut can be open. So I thought it was really like interesting to understand that money, when they say money talks, money rules, money does all that. Okay, so Michelle said, I watched the State of the Commonwealth address. I was so excited for you. Okay, how do you like stretching your legs, standing up, sitting down? Like, okay, so there's a plenty good room up under the desk, except for if you're like me, like I'm carrying around y'all know I keep my green bag. So it was a little bit difficult, like to just, under the desk, but you don't need to, because what happens, Michelle, is like, again, it's hurry up and wait. So like, I'm only sitting there for a good, at the longest I think we sat and went through things was at the State of the Commonwealth. That was it, because when we're in session, you're sitting there for maybe 20 minutes and then there's a break, or maybe 30 minutes and then there's a break. So you just stand up, walk around. There's, like I said, food in the back. There's an opportunity. So it's not terrible. But what I did, and it just keeps reminding me. Remember when we was, spies during the Civil War, being able to help out because them generals in there talking, playing like we don't exist. That's how I feel that they do the pages. And so the pages, like when I say they sit by me, you get your own trash can under. So I got a little trash can under my desk, and then maybe a little spot to put a purse on top of. But I didn't try to put this one on there because I wasn't about that life yet. And I told the pages, they're like sitting there holding their trash in their hand, because they have these little booklets they use when they go to a desk or whatever. And I was like, hey, my trash can is right here. You can use it. So that's probably the most uncomfortable thing under the desk, is like just having a trash can sitting there. Because like, I'm gonna cut it up. I'll be kicking and stuff. Side note, yesterday I wore Chucks. And so I was so nervous. Like, I was like, yo, these people probably gonna think she's so disrespectful. The kids were like, sorry, they were so excited. They just like, you seem so, I love your shoes and I love this and I love, you are just the way your whole outfit. And I was like, see how we show up. Like, there's a way to be, I feel relatable, right, to them. But I had somebody come up to me and goes, interesting shoes, nice shoes. I know what you mean. And I don't care. Oh Lord. Oh yes, please keep me in your prayers. I mean that. Thank you, Renee, because like that's what we gotta do. Like it's real work. It's real work. Okay, where we at? I'm just making sure I'm not holding y'all up. Yeah, and please ask any questions with any questions. Vince, I think it's more of, Vince said, would you please whiten it up, delegate last? No, I think it's more of people's, maybe it's royalty, that whole, clothing. It has always been a thing, right? Clothing has always been a thing to show class, right? It's just now we get to determine what class is. We get to determine what professional is. Remember, this hair was not professional at one point, right? Like we get to do that. No one else gets to do that. And when I come home and I go to Essential Grills and get my grill, but I did tell the team to remind me that we are different and that is okay, because when you have all of this going on around you, I get a little self-conscious sometimes. I'm just like, oh my God, what am I doing? You just acting up for that. But I was like, no, I'm actually just being myself, which can be uncomfortable. In a room full of different, it truly can be uncomfortable. So I'm not going to say like I'm proudly up in here like, no, I was like, hey, I need y'all to remind me that this is who you are and just do who you are. Like, just do it. That's a real thing that like set in as I watch. You can watch The Office, people just walking by and just walking by. It's just like, how do I, and I'll post a picture. You'll be able to see what I mean. I'm not trying to focus on what I was wearing, but like I'll post a picture of all the new delegates and stuff of what, which was great. We have our first Korean American delegate. Her name is Delegate Irene Shin. I would strongly encourage you guys to check her out. I went to emerge with her. She's amazing. She's dogged like, we are, like, just straight up. She was like, she's the first Korean, like, I didn't know that she was the first Korean American woman in the House of Delegates, but I think that that's something to be celebrated. Maybe today I'll try to bring her on and do a story with her. Young, ready to rock, like just a powerhouse, and I'm like so grateful to share space with her. When you see people like that, it sort of like makes you sit up straight, like we're gonna own our little space, like own our space. Oh man, I don't know. Irene Shin, it's her name, it's Irene Shin, is spelled SHIN, and it's Irene Shin. I don't know her Twitter handle. Forgive me, I'll make sure I do better. That is probably an important thing, because Twitter is where a lot of the action happens, like a lot of it happens. And I'll get better at all that. It's just, or get an intern. That's what I'm looking for, a social media intern in Richmond. Like, can I get one? I went home probably about 4:00. Actually it was around 4, so checked in the Airbnb and went back to session, because last night was the address, the governor addressed the Commonwealth. Let me tell y'all. Backtrack. Thank you, Calvin, and thank you for the kind video you made. Let me backtrack. You walk into chambers, y'all, and y'all know, like, I got kids to get home to. I got a husband to get home to. I ain't trying to get no COVID from nobody. It is half the room got COVID. Oops. That's not what I meant to say. Half of the room has masks on. The other half does not. It is clear. It is 100% clear. I don't know how you do that with your children, like, and having people that love you. Like, I do not know how you decide that it's just too much going on right now to be even playing with this. So I don't know if they're, I'm not asking people's vaccination status. That's not my business. But like, I'm double masking it. Not even kidding. And shout out to Vince for giving me a whole pack of N95 masks and was like, take this because you're going to need it. Because I needed it. I was like, ugh. I'm not trying to get none of what y'all putting down. There are a lot of things that you can see, and Michelle here says she saw it. You can probably see even the way people were clapping and things like that, the definite divide. That you can feel sort of the excitement of the Republican Party for having control. Like, you could kind of sense it, like they just can't wait till my boss get here. I just can't wait. And then the other side is just sort of not somber, but just trying to like, how are we going to navigate? How are we going to strategize? How are we going to, like, to me, it's like, how are we going to get some stuff done? I'm looking at what he's putting out there and what his part, how do they align? Like, how does that stuff happen? But you can feel it, but there's a common thread, right? Every single person that came up and spoke had a real deep, genuine sentiment for the people that supported them. And I think especially children, especially spouses, and teens, like every person, no matter whether it was a Republican, no matter whether it was a Democrat, every person became more of themselves when they spoke about the people that supported them and held them down, right? It was almost like their party wall drops, that veil drops, just to talk about their family, just to talk about their children. It was a beautiful thing. So I was grateful for that. And like, the thread is that we're all freaking human at the end of the day, and none of us would be here without the support of other folks. So like, remember them. Wear your damn mask. Oh Jesus, I can't wait to see y'all this picture of this child. That's the first thing my mama said when I got on the phone with her last night. She said, "Did you see that baby with no shoes running around the train?" I'm like, that's the speaker's child. The new speaker, the incoming speaker. Anyway, we gonna leave that where it is. It's just, we could not do that. You know, like, I mean, if we're being really honest, we just couldn't do it. We wouldn't be allowed. I would have got a whooping. A whole whooping in front of all them people. If my mama didn't do it, my grandma would have did it. It's not cute. There's some cuteness, but that's not cute. But that's it. So I'm gonna pause for a second and see if you guys have any questions, and I'll tell you what's on my docket today. Yeah, no, nothing. I appreciate the questions you did ask. Today I'm gonna hopefully get a badge, get my picture taken, which, shout out to my barber. I apologize. I will see you this weekend. I'm out here doing all this stuff without a fresh cut. We know what's up. I don't mean to I got an amazing barber, Bria Reddick, girl that fades. I apologize for having your work out here looking shicey. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna brush it though. I'm gonna brush the sides down. It'll look good at some point. Okay. So anyway, so until Thursday I'll do this again. I'm still gonna keep doing this. Y'all know we're gonna just try to connect. So if you got any questions or anything in between there, do not hesitate. My email is DELJ Glass at house.virginia.gov. So I'll just go ahead and put that out as we start getting ready for constituent services and stuff like that. So that's DELJ Glass at house.virginia.gov. Oh, hey DJ. I really want y'all to come up here. Hour and a half, when it comes time, I need y'all to come up here. Like, please come up here. Like, this is our space. Hold up. I would be remiss if I didn't say this before I go. When the speaker gave his speech, he said, and I don't think it's sunk into me what's actually happening. He said, you know, this is the oldest legislator in the history of our country, 400 years ago. And it like hit my chest. Like when I heard that, like my chest. And then I looked around at all these pictures of these older white dudes, just being honest, and I was just like, we in here. That's real. This place is real. And it is a lot to take in historically. Looking at both sides of the room and seeing one full of diverse people, gender, culturally, LGBTQ plus, like one side is very representative. and the other isn't. And it's so unfortunate because I sometimes like wonder if they wonder, right? If they wonder why it's just us. I mean, maybe they don't need to wonder because it's exactly the way they want it to be, but to just look at that overall, like just to see it, like you're sitting, if you ever get to watch one of the, the House, actually Governor Youngkin is going to give his address next week, right? But just look at a side of a room. It really is a red line. Like it's a one side is just Snow White, and they maybe accept one or two of us. I think they only have one over there. I'm not 100% sure. But the other side, you just see again the first Korean American delegate. She is sitting there, and I'm looking at history. I am looking at her. Black folks, Asian folks, like it's all kinds of people, women. As a matter of fact, fun fact, the House caucus is now more female. Like when we got elected, we are for the first time a majority female caucus. Look at that. Yes, that's us. And while I'm saying this diverse fact, like while I'm saying that, the Democratic Party is extremely diverse and extremely accepting, there's still work to do with ideals. There's still work to do with backing that shit up. Like, you welcome us in, but like, you gotta listen. You gotta listen and legislate for all of us, right? Because there are people listening and legislating for their own pocketbooks. Remember, we had a Democratic House last year. We do not have guaranteed paid sick days. So like understanding, and it's socioeconomically, and what makes me a little sad too is like I look at the other side and some of them are legislating in districts where people do not have. They don't have. And you're not legislating in a means that is economically advancing for them. It is, and it's not to blame the Republican Party. It's just they're self-interested people in politics, and that's a real thing. Doesn't matter whether you got a D or R or I or L or G behind your name, like self-interested people. But I just can't ignore a divide like that, and it's really about the dollar, and it's really about putting your money where your mouth is. So I'm still new in this game, still learning. We'll figure this thing out. I'm hopeful that Thursday I have a better update. Yeah, the chamber represents more it's I just take it in. I'll take more pictures. If you have a question, comment, or concern or whatever, even for Thursday, do not hesitate to like message the account. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you on Thursday at 6 a.m. You guys try to make it a great day. Oh, because you're my eyes on the ground right now, I don't have, like you all are the eyes on the ground. If there's anything going on in Norfolk, like you feel like I need to know, do not assume that I know right now. I'm reading the newspaper and I'm Googling and making sure I know what's in the news. But if there's other stuff, ARPA meeting, right? Tonight there's an ARPA meeting. Please do not forget. Like, okay, if I'm saying ARPA, American Rescue Plan meeting, there's tonight at the Berkeley Center at 6:30. Y'all need to be there, okay? Like we need you to be there. This money is a once in a generation, and make sure I'm right. Am I right in saying it? I'm just making sure that I'm correct in saying that ARPA meeting is tonight. They're still trying to figure out how to allocate these funds. We can't be quiet about this, because some of these projects, some of the things they're giving all this money to. Okay, let me stop. ARPA meetings are canceled. What? Tell me it's not for COVID. What? See? Keep me abreast. All the ARPA meetings are canceled. Yes, I see. Okay, so keep me updated, right? This is why we do this. Okay, so keep me updated. If they get rescheduled for virtual, I will make sure that I put that out on social media. If you guys keep me... Yes, it's interesting. prepare. Lobby day is next Monday. That's where people come on down to the Capitol and start saying, hey, when you watch this bill, it'll be a lot of people here and some things. But please keep me updated. If there's give me that language. If you send me the language, I will post it. I will do what I gotta do to do my part to make sure that we're keeping folks engaged. All right. I don't win 15 minutes over. I'm gonna get a whooping. All right. Make it a great day. You are loved, valued, and revered. This is Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy Vet, Certified Doer, and Delegate. It still rhymes. It still rhymes. All right. Good day, y'all. Make it a great day. See you.